Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. And this video is a focus on Middle East seed capital investors, and it is part of a series of investor profiles for my Middle East database, which is going to be available in 2024. Just a bit of information about myself. I'm a fundraising strategist with 15 years of experience in high-end real estate sales and marketing, spanning Canada, Dubai, and the Caribbean. And over the past 2 years on Fiverr, I've assisted over 200 clients with startup fundraising, pitch deck refinement, investor outreach strategies, and custom investor databases. In addition, I'm an advisor to a New York-based investment company affiliated with a $60 billion fund. The fund focuses on various sectors, particularly income-producing real estate, with capital requirements for projects typically ranging from $10 to $20 million. These projects are selected based on their cash flow and growth potential. If you want more information on my services, you can just click my Fiverr link below. So this guide to Middle East capital includes the following, and it is a unique database I've been working on for quite a while. There's over 150 hours devoted specifically for this database, and this video series is going to not only include the basics of the database, but it's also going to include company profiles in each one. But to start off with, it has 325 companies, it has key contacts, the type of business, the sectors of potential investment interests that they have, it has their websites, the company emails at 274, and key contact emails over 470. And it also is unique because it has key outreach strategy points, and that's what makes this database very, very unique, and you're going to see more of it in Excel spreadsheet format a little bit later on in the video, and the database, of course, will be delivered in Excel spreadsheet format. Starting off, some key database statistics. There's 185 companies that are based in UAE, so just a little more than half of them are UAE based. 60 companies are based in Saudi Arabia, so about 18%. And 125 companies are either venture capital, private equity, or angel investor groups. So that makes up about 40% of it. It's the best database for first-time fundraising in the Middle East. This video highlights CEG Invest in the UAE, and they are one of 325 venture capital, private equity, angel groups, and investment companies in my exclusive Middle East fundraising database. Company snapshot: they're based in the United Arab Emirates, and classification is they're an investment company and a private equity firm. Their focus is real estate and private equity, and the company description is founded in 2013. CEG Invest is a private equity group based in Dubai. The firm seeks to invest through means of buyouts and growth equity. Company focus: their investor approach and strategy. CEG Invest established as experts in capital appreciation through alternative and ESG investments, minimally correlated to financial markets, specializing in syndication with global professional and institutional investors. The primary focus is on co-investing in value-added products and services. Company expertise: CEG Invest showcases expertise derived from decades of financial market expertise and a global distribution network. Specializing in ESG-driven private market opportunities, the firm navigates dynamic real estate markets to source and outperform sought-after and risk-adjusted investment opportunities. And their geographic reach: while deeply rooted in ESG principles, CEG invests globally, leveraging in-depth market knowledge to source, structure, and manage investments. The international market presence ensures a diversified portfolio of carefully selected properties, providing unique investment opportunities and long-term value for their clients. And here are some of their previous investments. So potential investment opportunities to approach them with, and if you watch the rest of the video, you're going to see it gets to the spreadsheet part, and you're going to see that I actually outline some targets for all 325 groups, and I do this using a number of resources, either websites, news articles, and other industry-specific publications, so that I can give you an indication. And again, it's an indication. It doesn't mean that they're going to invest in these sectors today or tomorrow, but they are indicative of what they've used to look at, and it's given their past investment patterns and existing philosophy. You might want to propose the following investment opportunities. This is an easy one: the private equity, and they invest in real estate, mainly corporate real estate. Many of my contacts in this Middle East database are great opportunities if you're pitching any real estate product, and it can be global. It doesn't have to be in the Middle East or the GCC specifically. So that's something that you might want to take a look at a little bit deeper into my database. And one of the key features of the database is it includes the tips for investor outreach, and this is unique. There's no other database that has this tool in it to help you with, especially if you're using this database for first-time fundraising in the Middle East. It's a little bit harder, a little bit more difficult, and sometimes it's easier to use a strategy of developing contacts up the organizational chart than trying to send your pitch to chairmans and CEOs. And it's something that I learned when I was doing fundraising in the Middle East, is we created databases of 3 or 4 or 5 contacts at each company, and this way we had a built up clientele base that we were able to use as a resource to pitch to different people at the different organizations. And it's really key, and that's why I created this database. To be honest, I spent a long time on it. So if you know who the contact is, in this specific case, you might use a outreach touchpoint, such as: with CEG Spotlight on sustainable and impactful projects, our opportunity is curated to sync with your ethical investment approach. So if somebody gets that email, they know it's not going to be a spam, and you should never spam this type of database anyway, because this is a real key fundraising database for the Middle East. These are hard to find contacts, hard to find firms. There's not any publication like it. So you have to remember that you have to go into each email with a specific reason and doing the research that I provided for you. Now, if you don't know who the contact is, how are you going to do it? Well, that happens a lot. So this is a good strategy. You could use a subject heading such as collaborative avenues with CEG, and then your key email approach line may include: our real estate venture seems to align with your investment strategy. Who would be a good contact at CEG to discuss this with? So if you send that to their info at, or their admin at, or to their HR contact in the database, and I've got lots of them in this database specifically for this purpose, that person either in admin or in HR, they're going to read that email. They're going to do one of two things. They're going to send you the name and the email of the person that you should contact, or they're going to pass this on to someone in their group. And that's a really good strategy, and it's the best way for you to do your fundraising in the Middle East. This is the type of seed capital and angel group you can find in my exclusive guide to Middle East capital. I created this exclusive database to help founders reach out to seed and angel investors with confidence. There is no other resource like it, period. And you can also check my ultimate guide to raising startup capital with over 140 pages, suitable for people who are doing first-time fundraising. That's something else that you can find on my Fiverr profile. So let's take a look at the database. So now we're over on the database section, and this is the Excel spreadsheet that includes all the contacts in the Middle East capital database. And as you can see on the very top, we've got 325 companies. We have their country, description of the firm, their main business interests, their websites, and they've all been verified. And of course, this database will be suitable for all of 2024. I also have included their investment targets, 1 and 2 and 3. So those are based on information that is publicly known, information that is on their websites of different investments and types of sectors that they will look at. So again, this database is really meant for people who are building a larger data set of Middle East companies to either approach for funding or to possibly promote their products to, because there's a blend of venture capital, private equity, family investment offices, and investment companies, and high-profile companies in the UAE that are led by UAE nationals. So it's a really great database for companies that really want to get a very good look at some of the key parties in the Middle East when it comes to raising capital. It also has their investment territory, which includes whether they're just looking at either the Middle East or whether they're looking MENA or whether they're looking global. I've also included their key real estate assets. If they're investment companies that tend to look at real estate, I've included those as well in this database. Now, it also has, as far as key touch points, it has their company emails, and in some cases it's not available because they want you to actually submit your details via their forum. But I'll get to the key stats a little bit later on, and you also saw that in the initial slide presentation. Telephone numbers and contact numbers. There are two what I call primary contacts, and then there's a third, which is the secondary contacts. The key contacts could include CEOs, managing directors, executive directors, and that is the same with the second contact title. You can see operations manager, directors of real estate, presidents, and so on and so on. And the main reason for that is so that you have a senior contact that you can reach out to. You can also check them on LinkedIn to get more details. In many cases, their email addresses have already been included, and I'm going to get to that again when we go to the stats page. And the third email contact tends to be somebody in HR. And the reason I've done that is because this database is very unique in the fact that I include outreach approach tips for each of these firms. There are two types. One is a outreach touch point if you know who the contact is. In other words, if it's been already identified by myself, then you could send them a line that I've included here in all the companies. For example, Saudi has a strong track record in urban development in Kuwait. Would you be interested in a unique investment opportunity that complements your portfolio? And the reason I include these is to help people write their first letters, and also to show you that you should not be spamming this type of list with just a generic email approach talking about your company and the investment opportunity. This allows you to add a little bit of information about them, so whoever receives it is going to know that you did a little bit of work, and it should not be considered as spam. And the second reason here is I've got contact sourcing outreach approach, and this is if you do not know who the contact is. And this is really key because in some cases you may not have a contact, and this is the perfect way for you to introduce yourself. For example, in this case I put subject request for direct contact with investment division, and then as the body of the email may include, I believe you might be the right person to assist me. We're exploring potential investment opportunities that align with Salia's investments vision. Could you direct us to the person or team responsible for evaluating such opportunities? And you can see as I scroll down here, it is included in that type of line. They're all customized, of course. The same with the ones for the direct contacts that are known. They actually talk about something the company has done, something they've invested in, the sectors, or possibly what their company vision is. And this is really going to help you, especially if you're doing first-time fundraising, or if you just want to save time when it comes to your research for these type of firms. That's what makes this database unique. Another thing that makes it unique is it really sticks to mainly the type of companies that are either venture capital, private equity, investment companies. So there's no fluff in here. There's no companies in here that should not be in here. And that is the difference between this database and other databases that are out there that talk about investments and reaching out to other investors. For example, there's very little here when it comes to accelerators. There might be a couple of them, but it's not plugged full of what I would call just garbage contacts. These are really key companies that are perfect for reaching out to, whether you're raising funds or whether you want to present opportunities, whether it's real estate, investment opportunities, and the like. So let's take a look at some of the stats. So the underlying stats are there's 470 firms, 340 prime contacts, 90 third tier contacts, and 90 email contacts when it comes to the third tier. So you're getting about 400 and a little over 450 emails, and the total company emails are 275. So those would be info at, admin at, that sort. So that's a really key overview of the database. Again, this is going to be a series where I'm going to highlight each of the contacts. But if you're interested in this particular database, just reach out to me on my Fiverr profile below. My master database includes 400,000 verified global contacts. That includes angel investors, family investment offices, pension funds, hedge funds, private equity databases, REITs, Middle East premium high net worth and ultra high net worth investors database, venture capital lists and investment banks. I also have clients with pitch deck reviews and corporate fundraising presentations. If you're just getting ready to send your presentation out to an investor, send it to me. I have a service on Fiverr where I will review it for you. Approximately 80% of the presentations that I get sent are not suitable to be sent out to investors. For more information on my databases and fundraising services, click my Fiverr link below. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe.